Good morning. Today is Saturday, January 10th, and this is an authentic conversation. I am Sonny Hamilton, and I'm here with my co-hosts,
Darren Hamilton.
John Walser.
and we have a guest.
Amy Foss.
Thank you, Amy, for coming on. We really
Thank you
appreciate
for
it.
having me.
Yeah. So she was on this journey with us from the beginning when we started thinking about it and talking about it, but she lives a ways away, so we just make sure that we get her on here.
She does live in another really, really blue state, though.
That's the lovely state of California. But I have to say that our county, Riverside County, we have an awesome sheriff, Chad Bianco.
Oh,
nice.
that's great. Yeah. So we have a ton of information to cover. We have so much stuff that is going on right now, and we'll cover as much as we can, and then we'll cover the rest in a next podcast because it's just too much. But the first thing that I came up with, we were talking about the fraud. So the fraud in Minnesota, that's where it started. That's not where it ended, but that's where it started.
Where the exposed fraud started.
Yes. It's not where the, yeah.
It's not where it ended.
Well, we don't know. It's probably mostly California, but, we know
Hey,
that.
now.
We had to go there.
Yeah, we
Yes.
had to. So Nick Shirley, he's 23 years old. He's an independent YouTube, what is he, journalist. And he interviewed David Hoke out of Minnesota, who's done a lot of research into the different fraud things that are going on, the daycare, the I just can't remember all the different kinds of daycare of fraud. It's just unbelievable amounts. And David estimates that the fraud in Minnesota over the years is somewhere between $80 to $100 billion that has of taxpayer money that has gone out of this country,
Has gone to Somalia.
gone somewhere else.
Gone
somewhere
and
else.
they're
Yeah.
beautiful houses.
Yeah.
Well, and they were taking cash through airports, but they weren't pulling them in because they were Somalis.
Oh, very nice.
They got away with it.
Of course, yeah. So, so that's one thing that we had. It was a long interview. We'll put that link out there. So if you want to see it, it is pretty amazing to watch and listen to all the different places that this man has gone to, that Nick went to, pounding on doors, and there's no children. No children. Or
And the people that answer the doors are irate.
yes.
And all he asks for is an application so he can get his child into the daycare.
Yeah. They're just very obviously very corrupt.
If you
Yep,
think
no
about
children in sight, no sounds of children, you can't see any playground equipment or toys outside, nothing.
Right. And the other thing is they have they've been bringing children in all of a sudden. You see people bringing children in to these daycares and
try to make it look legit.
try to make it look like there's children there, and there's like maybe 2 children.
Yeah, there was a Craigslist ad for children actors.
For children actors.
You're
Yeah.
kidding me.
Yeah, no, I forget
That's funny.
where I listened to that on, but as I'm driving, when I have signal, I'll have to come up with that, and then
Yeah,
we can
because
link it.
John drives truck.
Yes, I do.
Yay for our
Do my part to keep
our
America
legal
going.
truck drivers.
legal, yes. Knows the signs, what they
Yes.
mean.
Well, yeah, how to read them.
All right. So next on the list.
I'll add while John's catching up there. I was talking to, there was a guy here doing a little bit of work yesterday, and he grew up in Spokane. And he said that he was aware of Somali daycares up there in Spokane that also had no children. He said some had children, but he was aware of some that didn't have children. So that's why I say it's not just California. It's not just Minnesota. Or
No, it's everywhere,
yeah, I think we're going to find that it's everywhere. And
especially blue states.
yeah, but if you look at it, there's a lot of fraud that comes out of Somalia. All the fishing, a lot of the fishing that goes on on dating sites. Those guys, those girls.
Oh, catfishing, you
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Yeah.
catfishing.
Oh, catfishing.
Yeah, but I
That's
have.
Do you want to explain that? Because there's some people that might not understand that.
Oh, I can explain it because I've been catfished.
Yeah.
I went on to a couple of dating sites and I was talking with a gentleman who said he was working on the ship anyway. I could never meet up with him to actually talk and do FaceTime or anything because, oh no, I'm out on the ship and stuff. Well, in a long story short, he was from Africa. It was a young kid, about 19 years old. And once I figured it out, it actually was one of my coworkers who she asked me, are you being careful? So she went to my boss and told my boss, I think she's being catfished. And so my boss pulled me in and, said, hey, have you ever watched this movie? And so she was like hyping it up. It's so good and everything. And so anyway, but I didn't watch it. And so she asked me again, did you watch that movie? I really want you to watch that movie. It's really good. And so I'm like, oh, okay, well, maybe I'll make some time. I went and watched it and I'm like, oh my God, I've been catfished. So
At least you didn't give them money or anything.
no, but I did not know what the term meant.
Oh.
Yeah, and fishing is spelled PHISH.
Yep.
ING.
Well, I'm going to sound like a broken record for a long time probably to come, but we do not even begin to know the depths of the corruption.
Ah.
Oh no.
No. But that's what I see with Somalia. They saw us as sitting ducks. So why wouldn't they come to America
Sure.
and exploit our stupidity?
Yeah.
Right.
Honestly, that's what it is.
No,
It's our
it is.
stupidity.
It is.
Well, complacency.
Yeah, complacency.
Yep.
Vigilance.
And if I could interject, Minnesota nice is real. So I'm a Minnesotan. I'm sorry to say. My wonderful home state where I grew up got taken advantage because we're so nice. And they take advantage of the nice people in Minnesota.
Right.
And they really play on, I guess, the kind of naivety
Mm-hmm.
in wanting to think good of everybody. So they take in these people, refugees, and then they get taken advantage of.
Well,
Yep.
that's exactly what Sonny was talking about, even with the catfishing. They take advantage of the people that are being nice.
Yeah.
And then we've got all these people that are crying because we're mean. Our ICE agents are mean, trying to arrest them. And
Yeah. So you ready to go, John, to the next?
Yeah, I was just going to say, speaking of corruption, we have a trans person running for governor in the state of Idaho now.
Oh, really? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's going to
You're
go.
kidding me.
That's going to go over like a lead balloon, but
I hope so.
Maybe. I mean, Boise's getting further and further and further left.
yeah, we're actually over 2 million people now. I didn't realize that until the other day. So I run in and out of Boise all the time.
Yeah, so I don't
So
know that I'd be completely confident when you look at what Seattle's done, when
true.
you look at what New York did. uh, Um,
LA.
yeah, I don't know that I would just be completely confident. And
Yeah.
so
So um there was a Nick Sorter.
back kind of on the Minnesota deal.
Yeah, back on to the prod, and then we'll go because we've got a lot to cover.
So anyway,
Okay, so Nick
Nick,
Sorter, he went to Hampton Inn, a Hilton in Minnesota, and he went undercover because the ICE agents went to get a hotel room, and they refused him at this
Well, he
hotel.
was wearing a DHS hat, right?
I
Yes,
think so.
he
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
And so the I think it was like a assistant manager who was there. He was new, and so he asked him, I need 10 rooms, and he was like, "Oh, and for what agency?" And so he told him, "Well, it's for DHS." And he goes, "Oh, is that ICE?" And he's like, yeah. And he goes, "Oh, yeah, no, we can't rent to them." So, and
And he said, I just talked to my boss or higher ups or
yes,
something.
right.
And no, we're not renting rooms to them.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. Totally, completely biased. And not Minnesota. I got Minnesota on the mind. Hilton, Hilton came out with a quote and stated that no, that's not us. We don't do that. We don't discriminate. But it turns out they do. They do. And because when Nick went in the next day, he also asked again, I need some rooms. And they were like, "Well, what's your Hilton number?" So they were still in connection with Hilton, even though
Yep.
Hilton said they had cut all
It was
ties
all
with it.
phony.
No, it was all phony.
Yeah, and I
So
saw a deal on Facebook, just a picture where they were actually removing a Hilton sign or a Hampton sign. They had a crane there, and they were removing the sign. Whether or not that's actually, I mean, there's so much AI stuff
Yeah,
out
there
there now,
yes,
but
exactly.
That's true.
Yep.
who knows if it's true or not?
Right. Okay, next. I guess we just covered that one.
Oh, well,
So
hey,
so how to boycott? I'm not a huge fan of boycotting because I don't. I mean, it does work, but since I always have to look at everything from a little bit deeper standpoint, um, you don't. We're in. That's why I have the challenges with politics that I have, is because you can't fix a problem by going to the people that created the problems. And so I look at the same thing. I look at everything, and a lot of what I'm going to be talking about today in regards to blessings and curses, because we're either living a blessed life or we're living a cursed life. And so when we boycott, it concerns me because vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, I shall repay. And so I can see Sonny over there. She has something to say in regards to this. But when we take that stuff into our own hands, we create chaos.
This is Minnesota nice, right, Amy? We don't
Yeah.
do anything we don't be mean to anybody.
No, that's not.
We don't want to be mean.
No, that's not it. Okay, I'll read you, because a lot of what I am saying comes from Deuteronomy 28. I think it's 28. But these are the promises, and it doesn't matter if we believe the promises or if we don't believe the promises. But if you believe in God, then we need to believe the promises. But it says, the Lord shall open unto thee his good treasure, the heavens, to give the rain unto the land in his season, and bless all the work of thine hands. And thou shalt lend unto many nations, and thou shalt not borrow. And thou shalt not go aside from any of the words which I command thee this day to the right hand or to the left, and to go after other gods to serve them. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. So if you want to see all the, you can believe the curses ended, because I've heard that many times from religion, that no, the curses were nailed to the cross. They were nailed to the tree. But if the curses all ended, why are they still here? But so that's my thing. It's like,
So yes, I would agree that is, and Darren has a really hard time talking about boycotting somebody because of that, and we get it, but we know MAGA is going to, they're going to boycott. They're going to Bud Light them, and they should.
they should, as long as we
So-
want to continue on the same path.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
When you have complacency in a population, how do you wake them up?
People
And that
who
can be that's a
right,
spiritual.
people who are awake.
You have to hit them with the money.
Yeah,
That's one way. I'm saying that it's happening in more ways than one.
right,
Boycott is just one way to do it.
Mhm.
right.
You hit them with their money. You just
I mean, we've seen it with
and-
Cracker Barrel. We've seen it
Exactly.
with Bud.
But
not
we're
Bud.
going, as a nation, we're going to become desperate. So it just depends on how desperate we want to get as a nation and as people, because we can see, we have seen in our lifetimes how things are going worse and worse and worse and worse.
So we're 17 minutes in to an hour, and we can go down this path, but this could take us a long way off.
That's
of
a
our
really
topic.
deep rabbit hole.
It
but-
It is a
is.
deep rabbit hole, but we
So-
we can complain about all the stuff that's happening, or we can look at, or we can take an honest look at why it's happening.
Yeah,
Because if we don't
So,
fix why
okay.
it's happening, it's not going to happen.
That's
right,
true.
It's not going
right.
to change.
Okay, but that's probably going to have to be another podcast, because that can get you can get really deep down there, and so we
That's not that deep. That's
that's
really
pretty
not
deep.
deep.
So
How is it deep? It's saying these are the promises. This is what's
Okay.
promised.
all right,
So it's
okay,
okay. You can see that we have differences.
yeah,
But that's what's great, though.
yeah, that's what's great.
Well, I think
That-
people, we are in this mess because of absolute dishonesty coming from the religious organizations. They know exactly what things say, as well as a hoof trimmer with a 12th grade education knows.
Well, and it isn't just from religion. It's like that root that I've been talking about. You know, it's from the religious part. It's from the political part. It's from every aspect of our lives that
Exactly.
we have allowed because we've been complacent.
But if we don't look at the fraud
Yeah.
within our own lives, how do we complain about the fraud everywhere else?
So
True.
I really, but I really appreciate what you said about the John, about the if we're complacent and we just do nothing, the fraud and all the
So-
corruption will continue.
What's that saying? For evil to prosper, it takes good men to do nothing, or something along those lines. I forget what that quote is, but that's pretty
Yeah,
close.
that's
And
right.
I hope you're not interpreting that I'm saying do nothing.
No, but I think that's kind of what you're saying.
No, it's really not at all what I'm saying, to do nothing.
Okay,
But anyway,
it's saying
Yep.
if you do something, you're going to get cursed.
well,
Yeah,
you
So-
are. If you do the wrong things, you are. That is
So-
what's promised. Do
Yeah.
we believe in God, or do we pretend to believe in God?
So on next is we had possible Somali child care fraud in Washington State, and yes, as Darren said, the gentleman that was here working with us, he told us what he saw, but there was a video about that. There was YouTube. Some journalist was covering it. and how they're uncovering that. And guess what? Washington is a blue state.
Really blue.
Really blue.
Yep.
Almost as blue
As
as
California.
California. Yeah.
Did you hear me say that, Amy?
Yes, it's a royal blue here.
So then there was a do you want to cover the next one, Amy, about the Iranian daycare?
Okay, so I actually didn't watch this video,
Okay.
but I've heard there's an Iranian daycare here in my lovely state of California. And the owner was driving a Rolls Royce, and there's no kids for 9 months.
Wow.
And so, is that $42.18 million how much money they were
fraud.
given?
Yeah, that's how much money they were given of fraud that was, $42.18 million in fraud.
It's easy to drive a Rolls Royce when you do that, when you have
Wow.
that level of fraud.
And
And the audacity to drive something like that and be noticed.
The car is one of those cars where the door opens backwards.
Opens to the front, or anyway, it's opposite.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so you can lean out and defend yourself.
Yeah.
Never thought of
So-
it that way.
Seriously, door someone.
Isn't that why the doors were like that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know, but I
I'll
know
have
your
to look into it now that I brought it up.
I know your governor did his yearly speech the other day and was coming out and saying just how awesome California is doing and what a
Really?
Oh,
joke.
he doesn't know what's coming.
Oh, I know. It's all
I think
coming.
Trump has been waiting to look into California because he
Oh.
knows it's going to be huge.
Huge,
Yep.
going to be huge. You're right. So we're
There's
good.
so much waste here.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so back on the daycare. So in Minnesota, on October 5th, 1st, just a couple months ago, there were multiple licensing violations and safety hazards. They were closed down on the 1st of October, and on the 2nd, one day later, they were reopened in a different name. They had received approximately $2.45 million in payments through Minnesota's Child Care Assistance Program. No one in government followed up.
Wow,
Isn't that amazing? That is
Crazy.
yeah.
that's government.
That is
And the
government.
owner is Senator Omar Fita's brother-in-law,
Mm-hmm.
Mohammed.
Mohammed News.
Uh-huh.
He was convicted in May of 2022 of one count of perjury for lying to the federal grand jury about his role in handling and delivering absentee ballot during the August 2020 primary election in Minneapolis.
Oh, isn't that great?
It's all connected.
Yeah, they are.
The spider web, right, John?
Yep.
The I guess the rep. This fits in here.
Representative.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
the representative Anna Paulina Luna referred Governor Tim Walz
Walls.
and and Keith Ellison to the DOJ for criminal charges.
Yeah,
and-
good.
Yeah, that is good.
She's a wildcat.
She is.
I love
Yeah.
her.
It'll be interesting to see though if they can actually get. It seems like they're having a hard time making any of this stuff stick.
Well, they have to get little people first because you can't.
Yeah, and the lower courts are more corrupt.
Mm-hmm. They
So
are.
they have to get it so that it's going to get heard by the U.S. Supreme Court.
Right.
Yeah, and like I said in I think it was the last video, that the Supreme Court actually has come out and said that these lower courts are administrative courts, and they
Yes.
fall under the corporate administrative law, so to speak, which is not constitutional. So
Now that you
The-
brought that up, can you tell us a little bit about the corporations you talked about before we started recording?
yes, so in 1871, the United States went corporate
Mm-hmm.
through
Became
the
a corporation.
Reconstruction Act.
Mm-hmm.
The only way that a corporation can interact with people, so to speak, is to make everybody else corporations, because a corporation is a dead entity. So you're all caps, get your driver's license out, get your social security out, and look at your name. It's in all caps letters. That's the corporate part.
Because we're all
I did not know that.
Yes.
So
So
what's the purpose of that? What's the, I mean, explain the meaning. What, as to, I mean, yeah, just explain it, go into it a little deeper.
well, so you can't lawfully, in our original court systems, no injury, no crime. But this was kind of a backdoor for Britain to come in and use British law, because it's the British Accreditation Registry. That's the bar. So that's how Britain backdoor coming back into the United States, and we basically didn't win, because we're still ruled under British law. If you look at the way their law is and the way our law is, so to speak, it's the exact same thing.
Oh, wow.
And so there's different rules, or different 18 USC
entities.
241, 242, deprivation of rights under color of law. Color of law. That's the words I was actually looking for. So your
Did you say color of law?
color? Mm-hmm. So
Like COLOR.
Yep.
Say those numbers again.
18 USC 241 is conspiracy to deprive rights under color of law, and 242 is deprivation of rights under color of law. And that carries prison time. That's actually borderline treason.
Oh, wow.
If you can,
So if two or more, a judge or police officer, or someone in the administrative state, if they conspire to deprive you of your rights, they can go to prison for it.
This feels applicable. Right before we started, I had a news flash come across my home screen that said Bill and Hillary Clinton dodged subpoenas for.
yeah,
So I guess that's my frustration. It's
it's slow. It
well,
moves slow.
It does.
it
You have
moves
to
slow.
understand
Mhm.
that everything that is happening within the deep state now, that's everything that once those I's are dotted and the T's are crossed, can be used against them, because, as they have said, nobody is above the law.
Right.
And when we say that, though, on our side, we're saying it in a constitutional way. Everything the president's doing, everything
It's
that this
constitutional.
administration is doing, because it's so slow, it's he's working within the Constitution.
Mhm.
So it isn't something that is going to happen overnight. Like I said last time, I don't look for this to be completely cleaned up until like 2032 ish.
Yeah, I wouldn't surprise me. And Amy, you know how it was for you and I back in like 2020 when we started watching. We're like, when is this stuff going to happen? And we were so frustrated. When is it going to happen? And
people we tried to tell about it was like, well, I don't see it happening.
yes, exactly. So we look like
Mhm.
egg on our face, but yeah. So some of the stuff that way back then has happened, has occurred. It's slow. It's
Well,
really slow.
and so the other thing that has been out of the public eye that's been going on, and that is that there has been tribunals going on down in Gitmo for the last 3 years.
Oh, if I could be a fly on the wall.
Yeah,
Oh, I know,
it
right?
would be nice. Yeah. So, on to the next topic is
But before we get too far along here, I'll do a podcast on that corporate entity. It's just not really part of this one. So I'll do that at another time when I can really get down deep into it.
That'd be good.
okay. Yeah, that would be good. So, if anybody hasn't listened to the X22 report, we would highly recommend you do that. It is on Rumble, and Dave on X22, he talks about, and it goes right along with what we're talking about right now, is that Donald Trump did give the deep state 8 months to comply with the protests. He told him to get that under control around the country, but they chose to escalate instead.
So there
When did
again,
he give that?
What's that?
When did the 8 months start?
I believe it was probably when he started. I don't know. I'd have to go back. We can put this podcast out there, and I would suggest people go listen to it. I
Yeah,
didn't
I
write
need
that
to. I
down.
haven't listened to that yet.
But so the next move, which the Supreme Court gave Donald Trump, was the next move would be the Insurrection Act. And now that they've got all these protests going all throughout the country, that's where he's going, and they're clashing with police, they're clashing with federal agents. That's when he can probably bring in call for the Insurrection Act and
use the
roll
military.
out the military, the
So-
actual military.
So, as I've said, the constitutional way of doing things is very slow, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at what the president is doing, he's giving them every opportunity to
Right.
do the right thing. And they're really wanting war
They
really
want
bad.
war bad.
But he's telling them in so many words behind the scenes, you guys can do the right thing and walk away from this,
Mm-hmm.
and we can have a really great country and we can help people all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
But they're choosing to stomp and scream and everything like that. Well,
One of the promises is people will go mad. They'll go crazy.
It's
Yeah.
true.
We're seeing it.
yep.
So
And I think that's why, so even just in general, why it's so hard to wake people up. One of the things in Landmark that they told us the first day that we were there was people will stand by their view almost to the point of death.
right. Yeah.
They will.
And so
It's cognitive dissonance
is that, yeah,
when you start to see things that you never thought would happen and you can't believe your eyes.
So we're at 33 minutes right now, just keeping us on track. So Donald Trump did remove Hampton Inn from the approved hotel list for all federal employees, and there are over 4 million federal employees. So
And that wasn't just that specific Hampton Inn, correct?
no, right.
that would be
Hampton Inn,
nationwide then.
nationwide.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
So they're losing a lot of money.
Yeah.
they're
So
going
that'll
to
hit them
lose a
hard.
ton of money. Yeah. So they need to, well, because Hampton Inn is by Hilton, is what it
Right.
says, by Hilton. So it's one of the, if you look at the list of hotels, they have the upper class, then they have the middle class, and the lower.
Sort of
and-
nice class.
Yeah.
Wasn't it 4 classes ahead?
Economy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Hampton is like not economy, but it's the next one up. So they're kind of intermediate, but they're not upper, and they're not high class. But
But
anyway,
that's
so
where most of us would stay.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly,
They
exactly.
just built a brand new one here in Lewiston not
Oh,
very
wow.
long ago.
Yeah.
I was amazed how many tentacles Hilton had in the motel industry. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, to have them get Trump,
Yeah.
removing their names, that's going to have a huge impact.
It is. So then, I think
You want to talk about Venezuela?
I
So
kind of meant to put that down below, but we can talk about it.
Venezuela
Mm-hmm.
and J6
Mm-hmm.
are all part of the same Trojan horse,
Yeah, I believe that.
and it's all about money.
Mm-hmm. I know that. It is.
It's not about drugs.
And it's about oil.
Well, it's about that too. That was the pretext
Right. It was a
of-
pretext, but
of us going in and taking
troll.
Maduro out, but it was actually because Venezuela was a slush fund.
Mhm.
So it was about taking part of the deep state's money streams out.
Well, and then he was not legitimate.
True.
He was not a legitimate president. He was. He's been. Yeah. So.
Well, that's kind of where a lot of our election fraud stems from.
Yeah, it
Because
does.
the Dominion machines come from there.
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
Yeah. And so, I mean, we have elections coming up in November.
Right.
So it's part of the cleanup.
Right. They're
Yeah.
trying to clean everything up, all the election and stuff. So.
We're
So
going to go.
back to Maduro. I don't
What?
know why the left is so upset that he has been captured, because even President Biden put a bounty out on him
Right.
for $25 million.
Uh-huh.
Well, then Trump upped it to $50 million.
Right.
They're
Yep.
upset because Trump did it.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's exactly
If
why.
President Biden had done it, it would have been wonderful.
Well, they never even mentioned a word when President Biden, he did do it in January of this year. He put it to 25 million.
Oh, yeah, he said it, but he didn't go capture.
No. Right,
Maduro.
right. But they didn't have anything to say about it when he did it, and yeah, he didn't capture him. So
Well,
okay,
the left would, if President Trump came out and said that he did a cure for cancer, they would do the opposite. I mean,
Or say what?
it's kind of like the whole
That's right.
Tylenol.
So we just need to do some reverse psychology here.
Exactly.
that's why we use our ivermectin.
Yep.
Hey,
What
you
was
said
it?
the I word.
Tylenol.
Yes.
He was saying how good Tylenol or how bad Tylenol was, and then you had all these pregnant ladies going out and eating a bunch of Tylenol
and killing
and
themselves.
killing themselves.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it takes us back to the woman, because we were going to talk about the woman who blocked the ICE agents.
Right.
And I have a really hard time feeling sorry for her, because I have had a number of law enforcement agents in my family, and I've seen some of what they've had to go through. And it's pretty simple. She was down there to create problems.
Okay.
So there was no other reason for her to be there. She wasn't scared. You could see it on the video. She had absolutely zero fear in her eyes. They were mocking the agents. And I've been pulled over and I've been ticketed before, and I've never been treated disrespectfully by a cop. And
But the thing is when they say do this, you
Then-
do it.
then do it.
Yeah, and they
We-
told her to stop and get out of the car.
Yeah, we have a huge issue with authority, and that's kind of what it comes down to. And honestly, I think that's a lot of the reason why a lot of people hate Trump, because he says what he does. He does what he says. He is all about authority, and that's making him hated.
Well, within the confines of the Constitution. I mean, he's not out trying to take our guns away.
No,
Right.
He's
exactly.
not saying we can't have free speech.
Mhm.
He's not saying that we can't assemble.
Right. He's allowing these
He's-
people to go out and do this, but just don't dox.
FAFO.
Yeah, FAFO. Yeah, F around,
Find out.
find out.
And so, yeah, I feel bad. I honestly feel worse for her dog that was sitting in the back seat. It
Yeah,
looked
we
like a
didn't
really
see that.
sweet dog, gray-haired muzzle on it. It was, I mean, if you want to talk about scared, I'm sure the dog was terrified. And the dog was in a wreck because of a lady's stupid decision to cross authority. They
Well,
aren't doing anything illegal.
and she used her car
Yeah,
as
as
a
a
weapon.
weapon,
Yeah, and
4,000-pound weapon.
right.
So so anyway, I don't know. I feel bad that she lost her life, but don't make stupid
Yeah, it is
decisions.
sad. I'm not going to. None of us here are going to say that we rejoice in her death
No,
because
she,
we do not. We do not rejoice in anybody dying. The left just absolutely loved that Charlie Kirk was killed. They danced, they sang, they did everything. We're not going to do that. We are not going to do that. MAGA doesn't do that. But we are going to say it's very tragic. But she caused it. She caused
she
it.
did it.
Mm-hmm.
She caused her 3 kids to lose their mom, which was ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's, there's things about being a parent that there's responsibilities that come with being a parent. Well, going down and creating trouble with ICE agents that are standing on icy streets is probably not a good, wise thing, especially when you pick on a ICE agent that had 30 stitches in his arm already by being drugged by a car.
Right.
Well, and then so with that, it goes back to some of the stuff that we've already talked about. Is again, I talk about the X-22 report because he really covers stuff very thoroughly, and he tells you exactly. And this man actually is in Mar-a-Lago. I think he's in the know, very much in the know, but he tells it just exactly the way it is. So Trump will soon be able to call for the Insurrection Act and mobilize the military against illegals and American citizens who are committing acts of violence against federal agents. And the left is becoming more and more violent. And that's what they're going to do. And that's all they have left. That's all they have left. So, you want to cover the next one, Amy?
Did you want me to talk about the video that Nick Sorter put out? Is that the where we are?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So just over the last 24 hours, there've been so many more angles shown of that when Renee Good,
Yeah, it was
that ICE agent with her car. And she had been blocking the way for over 4 minutes. And then all of a sudden she decides to gun it.
Gun it.
As her wife is trying to get in the car, her wife says, floor it, baby, floor it. And she did.
I missed that.
Yeah, and she even said, it might be my fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did hear that.
We did hear
She
that.
took
But
responsibility.
also, so the officer that was hit, he shot once straight through the windshield, and that's definitely self-defense.
Right.
But then he continued 2 more shots from the side, and so he might get in trouble for that.
Could be.
I think it's ridiculous to hold them accountable for that kind of thing, because if you were in this, if any of us were in the same position, I find it really hard to believe that we wouldn't have unloaded the whole gun.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
So.
And how about the restraint of his the other ICE officers? If I was in that situation, my partner or part of my group was getting hit by a car, you better believe I'm going to defend him.
Yeah.
They showed so much restraint.
Yep, they did.
Yeah, and there was a video about put out by, I think his name was Xavier DeRusso or something like that. Anyway,
Yes.
it was kind of funny, but it was a black guy, and he's like going, if you do this is what's going to happen. And he was just, I mean, literally, you can see it. He's telling you, if you run over a cop and you F around, you're going to find out. And so it was kind of funny, but sad, because it is tragic.
Yeah, but true.
Yeah.
Now, what parent in their okay, I shouldn't say it that way because I'm making a judgment on our character. But okay,
She made the
if
judgment on her character.
if I knew that there was going to be some law enforcement in a certain area and they were going to pick up somebody who had done something really bad, and that somebody could be really violent, I am not going to put myself in that position, especially as a parent.
Right.
Like, you don't go to a raid just to block it. But she was part. Oh, did you guys see that her child? She put her child in this charter
I
school.
saw that.
And this charter school is based on. What is it called? Did you put this in the notes, Sonny?
No, I don't think I did, but
Training
you saw
crazies.
it, right?
What's that?
You saw it, right?
Yeah, I
About the
did.
charter school.
I did. So they were involved in participating and radicalizing
watch.
people to go out. Yeah, they were training people how to go out and dox and block and obstruct and everything that they could for these federal agents.
Be
For
leftists.
people that they don't even know.
Yeah. Be radical leftists. That's what they were.
They're saying it's my neighbor, and some of these people are bussed in from another state. It's like, how can that be
Yeah.
your neighbor? You know?
Okay, and then there was another video. I don't think it got on the list, but Laura Ingraham from
Sure.
is she still with Fox? I'm not
She
sure.
is. Yeah.
She was in Minneapolis and she was showing the riots, and there's this red lady, this lady in a red jacket. And she says, Laura Ingraham says, don't you have a job? And the lady goes, I'm getting paid right now.
Oh, I saw that.
Oh,
I
that's
saw
funny.
that. I saw that. Yep. She did say that. I'm getting paid right now. Yeah. So she's getting, her job is to go out and protest. So they're professional protesters.
Fortunately, Trump's looking into all of those
Yep.
those back doors that they're getting funded by.
Right.
Hopefully he
And
finds
J.D.
them.
Vance talked about that.
Mhm.
He talked about it very strongly. So,
that money that was being made in Venezuela,
The money
I
of
would
this-
almost place my job on the fact that a lot of that money was coming back to our politicians. It's in banks in the United States.
I wouldn't surprise
And-
me a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So, yeah.
I mean, we have that, and I know it's probably further down the list here somewheres of things we're going to talk about, but it fits here. So, how do you say her name? Ilmar Omar? Or
Ilhan.
Ilhan Omar.
Yeah. She has, what, $174,000 job, a year job, and she went from being $65,000 in debt to, is it $30 million?
$30 million.
$30 million now
Wow.
that she's worth.
Yeah. How do you do that with $174,000 in over 6 years?
Same way Nancy Pelosi did,
Yeah.
and all the rest of them are
Yeah.
doing it.
Well, it's exactly what John just said.
Yeah.
That's funneling back.
Yeah.
And it's probably the Somali. I mean, I'm just guessing. I'm not saying that it is absolutely. I'm just saying that could be the Somali fraud that's going on, and it comes back
Mm-hmm.
to the politicians, the corrupt politicians. So,
And we try the best we can to connect the dots,
mhm,
and that's why we say, do your research,
right,
because
Don't
you
take our
might
word for it.
find things that we haven't seen yet.
exactly, exactly.
That it's just really deep.
So Dems have instructed their base that it's okay to run over federal agents with their personal cars. That's what they're telling them. And that's
Yeah,
what
they
they're
are telling
training them. They are.
And
They're telling
so,
them
in
it's
a way,
okay to do
they're saying that it's okay for you to be shot too, because
right.
that's what ICE
Yep.
has the authority to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, from my perspective, don't cry when
Right.
you get
I
shot.
think, well, the enemy of our soul is behind it all, of course.
Absolutely.
But his little minions are trying to agitate these people that are easily influenced to go out and be martyrs. They don't care if the little guys die.
No, they don't. They want them
Because they're
to.
going to make a big deal out of it. They're going to fall right into their narrative,
Mm-hmm.
and it's another George Floyd.
Right. It's
Yep.
exactly what they wanted. They wanted a death, and this is their death, and which is
It's so sad
horrible.
that a
Horrible.
mother had to lose her life.
Yes, she had to lose her life for them to do that. They don't care. That woman, they don't care one bit about her. In fact, they tell in their training, they tell them get in front of the agents' cars, stand in front of it. It's like, who in their right mind would do that?
Would you tell your child to do that?
No. Would you tell your child to? No.
Would you want your
No.
mother to do that?
What's that,
So-
Jen?
Would you want your mother to do that when you're a little kid?
So last weekend we went and saw the third Avatar. This just fits for some reason. It fits.
Okay.
So, one of the things that I noticed in there was there's a character that has red feathers. She's a woman. She's the evil one. And on her hand, she had the all-seeing eye, and she kept putting it up
Really?
right in everybody's face. I mean, and you know, being awake like I am, I have a really hard time watching movies anyway because it just kind of ruins them for me.
Yeah.
But
Because you see all the stuff that's.
but they're willing to burn it down. They're willing to burn down the republic and what they've created here in this country. And the reason why I'm saying that is that the name of her clan were the Ash people.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
burn.
They're
Ash.
yeah,
Mhm.
they just don't care.
Oh, we lost Amy's video, but
Are you there, Amy?
we lost your video, but we can see you. I mean, we can't see
I
you,
can hear
but we
you
can.
now.
There you are. Okay. So, Christy Nome actually.
Wait, hold up. John, what was the name of her clan?
Ash.
The Ash people.
I don't make the connection.
Oh, because you burn everything down. Ash.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and it even showed at one point where they went to kind of their central location or their home, and it was just like going into a forest that had just been completely burned up.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we need some more podcasts concerning the forest fires and also the burning of the Palisades and Hawaii.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We can
All
certainly do
connected.
that. Yeah. It is all connected. They still haven't allowed anybody to build
No.
in California.
No, in fact,
Those
the
fires.
Well, no,
the insurance
it's being
companies.
bought up for pennies by these people that are going to put in 15-minute cities.
She took the words out of my mouth.
Sorry,
No, that's all
were
good.
those words already chewed?
Yeah.
Well, so we're even finding out that the insurance companies are the ones. They're part of the deep state. They're part of the slush funds,
Oh, I believe that. Yep.
especially when it comes to healthcare.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's another rabbit hole that we
Yes,
go
it
down.
is,
But
another
I mean,
rabbit hole.
President
Oh my
said
goodness, yes.
Yeah.
the other day that they're going to go after the insurance companies.
Good. So Christy Nome, she announced, who is the part of the Trump administration. She announced that the Minnesota woman that was killed, that she was part of a domestic terrorist group. And I believe that too. 100% believe that she was part of a terrorist group. They've radicalized these people to the point of they're willing to give up their own life so that I don't think she really thought she was going to lose her life. I don't think she thought that.
No, I doubt she did.
But
No, I mean, they were just arrogant, cocky. I mean,
but that's what they teach them to do.
Yeah.
But I doubt she thought that, hey, I'll give up my life. No, I don't think that. But I think she was willing to do whatever the people in charge told her to do,
Mhm.
which was put your car in the place. And her, like she said, like Amy said, her wife told her, gun it.
Floor it, baby, floor it.
Oh, floor it. Yeah, floor it, baby. Yeah. So, the one thing that came out was somebody said, we need to dumb it down for Dems. Okay, if you're a Democrat out there, I'm sorry if that offends you, but it's getting to the point where why can't people see this? Is that if you use a moving vehicle as a weapon against federal agents and try to run them down, that's illegal. It's illegal.
Well, it's illegal against anybody,
Right. Yeah, right.
let alone a
Like,
federal agent.
exactly. Right.
Who was telling you to get out of the vehicle?
Yep.
Right.
She at that point became somebody who was fleeing
Exactly.
the law enforcement.
And we've seen those videos on TV, right?
Yeah.
What you gonna
Yeah, they're all
do?
over.
Yeah. So, Benny Johnson actually talked about that on January 6th of the of this year, which
Mhm.
was just last week.
Yep.
The Dems held a candlelight vigil for the federal agents 4 years ago in January 6, 2021, when they said there was an insurrection. There was an insurrection, but it was not the MAGA. It was not. The insurrection was the deep state who was pushing, they were overthrowing the government,
Okay. So
the
this
will
is
of the people.
part of another podcast that I'm going to create because there's more to the whole January 6th thing. There's more to Venezuela.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all part of an operation that is dismantling the corporate entity that has handcuffed our nation.
Wow.
And it's actually a really deep rabbit hole, but we don't have time to go into it
Yeah,
today.
no, it would
Yeah.
be good.
So I think we only got a few minutes left. We've got like less than 3 minutes left.
So can I read something real quick and then we can end?
Okay.
One of the last Q posts, 4961, which was posted November 8th of 2022. And it says, endless lies, endless wars, endless inflation, endless printing of money, endless suppression, endless subjugation, endless surveillance. Who will put an end to the endless taking control?
Yep. Absolutely. It's very true. There was so with this woman, I already forgot her name. What was it?
I don't remember her name
Um,
either. It's
Renee
insignificant.
Good.
Renee Good. Thank you. I'm not forgetting it because I do feel bad that she lost her life. But in February 22nd, 2024, Laken Riley was 22-year-old
Yep.
nursing student from Georgia. She was murdered while
Yep.
jogging by an illegal alien.
Yep.
Where was the outrage? None. Not from the left. Rachel Morin, 37, same age as Renee Good, right? 37-year-old mother of 5, was murdered on August 5th, 2023, while jogging in Maryland by who? Who do you ask? Illegal alien.
Yep.
She was beat to death with a blunt object. There was 12-year-old Joycelyn Nungary from Texas who was raped and strangled June 12th, 2024 by who again?
Illegal alien.
Yes. She was just in the 6th grade. Where
Wow.
was the outrage by the left?
Yeah, no, there's never
Where
outrage.
was the, how come there wasn't any, all these protests out there for that? There was none. And then 19-year-old DeCara Thompson from Maryland was killed by an illegal alien,
Mm-hmm.
and her body was thrown off a bridge as if it was garbage, and she suffered skull and facial fractures. Where was the outrage and the protests?
Mm-hmm.
None. So it seems there's a double standard here, that there's national protest for this, for the white liberal woman who tried to use her car to kill an ICE agent, and there's protests all across. But what about all these other people who were killed by, I mean,
Illegal aliens.
Yeah.
yes, yeah,
Rules for thee, but not for me.
right. So,
About
and
the people going in and trying to get in the way of ICE from catching these people, these illegal aliens. And they're bad people they're trying to pick up.
yep, they
so
are.
these people come in and they have these whistles. That's something I just learned yesterday. So
Oh,
they
yeah, yeah.
whistle
Mhm.
so that everybody in the neighborhood knows,
Or honk their horn.
be careful, ICE is coming.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're in one of the cities where these operations are going on, turn around and drive away.
Yeah.
That's
let
right.
Let them do their operations. Let them do their thing.
That's what
But-
most normal people would do.
So Charlie Kirk was killed while peacefully engaging in free speech.
Yep.
And the left celebrated
Silent.
his death.
Yeah.
Oh,
well,
no, they
I mean,
celebrated.
yeah,
But there was no protest for his death
that's what I meant.
by the left.
Right.
Now, MAGA did do some candlelight vigils, but a white liberal woman attempts to run over an ICE agent, and uproars everywhere. So total.
One thing that came to me last night as I was thinking about this podcast, and how I was listening to the Portland mayor and the Oregon governor talking about how they want peace in their streets. So it occurred to me that they're okay with these people doing these crimes that are hidden, that you can't see, that most people don't see, it's not talked about, and these people are suffering from being victims of these illegal aliens. They're okay with that.
Right.
But just don't show us arresting them, because that's violence.
Mm-hmm.
They're
It's sad.
okay with the festering wounds that haunt people for years and years, the victims. So that shooting in Portland yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
that was Trenda Aragua, I think
Yep.
that's how you say it.
Yep.
Yep.
And the woman with him, they said it was his wife, which she wasn't, as part of the prostitution ring.
Not surprised.
So
Yeah.
that's telling me they're okay with these women, or young ladies, actually, probably a lot of them are underage, getting used and abused in private and living with that horrific experience for the rest of their life. But they're not okay with people getting arrested
Right.
for the crimes they've done.
So the Chicago police chief, he said it best. He'd said, do not use your vehicle to try and box in federal agents. He said, it will not end well for you.
Good for him.
Yeah. This was a month ago or two or
Probably.
something like that he said that. What a smart man. But he just said, don't do this. This was in Chicago.
Wow.
He's saying, don't use your car to box in federal agents because it's not going to end well for you. And he's right. It didn't. And right now, ICE law enforcement are in a fight or flight mode because they've got so many people coming at them trying to, and they've got families after they get off, they want to go home to their family. And some of them don't even know if they're going to come home.
Probably all of them have that feeling.
I'm sure they're not even sure.
I feel more sorry for the ICE agent that had to shoot the woman, honestly. That may sound harsh, but his life has changed because of her stupid decision.
Well, but she was given command after command to stop and get out of her car, and she chose to disobey. If you choose to disobey federal,
Authority.
local, any authority, right, then you're going to pay the consequences. So we're over time by 5 minutes, but we're going to have to end this, and we'll have to do another podcast.
Thank you, Amy, for coming.
Yeah.
Yep.
Being on
Thanks,
with
Amy.
us.
Thank you for having me.
So as we have always said, keep it real.
Keep it
Keep it
authentic.
authentic.
Yep. Okay. Are we ready? Thank you.
Thank you.
And
Bye, everybody.
bye.